Well, the question I've got here is why is the left losing? So I'm going to answer that in a sentence. Or at least, when I was thinking about the question, I was thinking what I want to say is why the left is losing is because you're all being fucking cunts. I was wondering what the response would be. But I didn't decide definitely to say that. So part of me was going, Roger, don't be such a twat. You know, just going to wind people up, go for an easy life. I've actually done 3 media events in the last week, and I'm a bit tired of talking to people about the murder of hundreds of millions of people, and they just give me that psychotic smile, you know, what's it called? Nick Robinson smirk. Do you know that? Anyway. But on the other hand, I thought I would say you're all fucking cunts. Because it's true. It's true. And I'm going to sort of tell you why in about 2.5 minutes. So, basically, I go around telling people what the scientists have been telling us. They recently said in a peer-reviewed paper, and you might have heard this earlier on today, that the mainly rich of the world are in the process of killing 1,000 million people who are mainly poor. So it should be a reasonably familiar story to socialists with some historical consciousness, isn't it? That's what the rich do, they fucking kill the poor, because they don't give a shit. And if you think that's like a little bit of a one-off, a friend of mine who's a head scientist at NASA wrote in Newsweek this week that they're facing billions of deaths. And I get sent this stuff all the time, right? You know, usually it's by posh scientists who can't quite bring themselves to say the real words, but they say things like, oh, we're facing civilization's end, or they go, what was it this week? The door to the safety of humanity is being slammed shut. That's very poetic, isn't it? So when I came to this conference this morning, I was just saw the socialist sign outside, and I thought, oh, here we go, you know, zombie land. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything's pretending it's fine, and everything's utterly fucked. It's a bit like, you know, Hitler's bunker in April 1945. Do you know that one? You know, the Russian tanks are coming, but it's okay, the ideology's in place. I spoke to a bunch of hunger strikers this week. So these people are going to starve themselves to death because they're so fucked off. There's a Jewish guy who's going to starve himself to death. And he said, the reason I'm starving myself to death is because we're going to have the Holocaust again. And people of my generation, I don't know about people younger, we were told when we were kids we're never going to have that again. Over our fucking dead bodies, are we going to have that again? Or we are going to have it again. Because you're all being fucking cunts. Because you won't stand up and stop it. See what I'm saying? Good. I was hoping someone would say that. Shows you've got umph. Seriously, I don't want to stand here insulting you. You can insult me back. Let's have some emotion, for God's sake, right? You know, you do what you like, don't you? Okay, so here's a question for you. How many people need to die before you go in the road to do civil disobedience? So I asked you myself these multiple questions. I reckon it's about 10, right? 10 people need to die in this country, and then you'll find yourself with the courage to get in the road. Why do those people have to die in order to get you off your arses into the road? It's a question, isn't it? But the more subtle question is, A more subtle question is who are those people, right? 20,000 people just died in Libya, didn't they? But they're Arabs, right? So they don't really count. If those 20,000 people died in Paris, we'd have like 1,000 people in this room. You'd change the agenda of the conference, and everyone would be talking about civil resistance, because they're fucking white people, right? So you're also fucking racist, aren't you? Because you don't really care unless it's like people here, preferably in the home counties. Isn't that right?
We're at
okay, I've got two caveats. I've got two caveats.
5.5 minutes.
I know, but...
No, come on, man. We had this discussion.
Yeah, okay. Give me 30 seconds.
We have 30 seconds. I'm going to be staring at you, but we'll sort it later. You will absolutely get to hear more from Roger. We'll get to hear from all of you. We're going to have 30 seconds more, and then it's going to be time for room discussion. So you can call anyone you like a fucking cunt. 30 more seconds.
Okay, so there's two caveats. Number one, I'm a fucking cunt too, right? Yeah. Because I only went to prison for 4 months. I mean, what was I doing? I should have gone for 5 years, like some people. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't really let you off the hook, does it? Still means you're fucking cunts, even if I'm a fucking cunt. You know what I'm saying? Second thing is, I'm telling you you're fucking cunts because I love you all. You get it? Believe it or not, the reason I'm so fucked up with you is because you're supposed to be socialists and you're doing fuck all, right? If I was at a panel with Tories, I wouldn't be telling them they're fucking cunts, because they're already evil, right? The worst people in the world are not evil people. The worst people in the world are good people who refuse to act when evil things are happening. That's you. That's it.